Why is kindness so important? Let me take you on a journey into the lives of people who have endured unimaginable hardships. These individuals have faced domestic violence, childhood abuse, sexual assault, racism, bullying, abandonment, and the list is endless. Now imagine this, those events are no longer happening to them, their lives have moved on, and yet what remains are the scars. Trauma is like a wound that never truly vanishes. Sure, modern medicine can erase physical scars, but the emotional ones, those are more stubborn. They don't just disappear. What we can do, however, is heal little by little and learn to live in the present. And it's not an overnight process, it's a long, long way. But here's where it gets fascinating. Some people, after enduring all of this, claim that the past hasn't affected them at all. They live their lives without flashbacks, triggers, depression, without freeze responses, without numbness. Their mental health seems perfectly fine, and these aren't just claims, they're actually verified by researchers and psychiatrists. Now, you might think, wow, they're so resilient, but Gabor Mate, in his book The Myth of Normal, hits us with a profound truth. It's not affecting me. That was its effect. So let this sink in. The very fact that someone believes the trauma has absolute no impact is the impact. So trauma, you see, isn't just what happens to you, but what actually happens inside you. Even for those who seem unaffected, the consequences often show up later, sometimes decades later, in the form of physical health consequences, deterioration. So let me give you an example. Racism. So racism is not just a social injustice. His same health has studies show that racism literally shortens lives. It triggers inflammation at a genetic level. And researchers found that African Americans have higher rates of inflammation compared to Caucasians, even when they share the same socioeconomic status. So Dr. April Thames, in her article, Racism Shortens Lives and Hurts the Health of Black People by Promoting Genes That Lead to Inflammation and Illness, wrote, more than 50% of black and white differences in gene activity related to inflammation could be attributed to experience of racism and discrimination. Think about that. Racism is biologically aging people, and it doesn't stop there. Chronic stress, whether from trauma or high level environment, has a measurable impact. It affects the immune system, accelerates aging, even shortens telomeres, those tiny caps at the end of our DNA that acts as cellular clocks. And two people born at the same time, the identical twins, could be biologically years apart simply because one endured more stress and trauma and adversity than the other one. In fact, a 2014 study on Black American men concluded racism makes people old. This Swan study on women's health found that black women were on average over 7 years biologically older than their white counterparts. 7 years. That's not just a number, it's years of life stolen by stress, poverty, and systematic injustice. Now, here's why this matters. Trauma, whether it's like personal, like abuse, or systematic, like racism, is one of the most misunderstood, ignored, and untreated causes of human suffering. Its effects aren't always so visible, but they're always there, lingering. Even something like domestic violence, which is devastatingly common in South Asian countries, leaves women not just emotionally scared, but physically affected with chronic pain and long-term like health issues. And that's unbelievable. And that's why kindness matters, because it's something we can all give. It's free. A kind word, a compassionate gesture. It's not just about making someone's day better. It's about not adding to the burden they're already carrying. It's about choosing to be part of a solution rather than the problem. So we really know what someone else is going through. We don't know the story. We don't know the part of story. And their pain might be invisible, but it's there and it's real. So when we are kind, we create a small space of a relief for that person, a moment where they feel seen, heard, valued, and supported. It might seem insignificant, but for someone actually carrying the weight of trauma is monumental. Kindness doesn't heal trauma, but it creates ripple. And those ripples over time can lead to healing, not just for individuals, but for entire communities. Entire communities. In a world filled with so many hidden pain, choosing kindness is a radical act. It's a way of saying, I see you, I hear you, and you matter. And that is why kindness is not just important, but it's actually essential.